happy about that.
Whoa, what? Why?
I just know on my schedule, like on
Yeah.
my Google Calendar, I've got a meeting with my team lead, but I got to check all the announcements and stuff to see if we have tomorrow off.
Mm.
It's always good when you get a tricky question right.
Because my guess is we've got it's like a flex holiday.
Is it? Because
That's
I
my
think I don't
guess.
even think sales is working tomorrow.
Yeah, but we're support, so it's different.
But it's usually like if sales is working, support is working. Because I don't know.
Let me my
What is going
oh sponge
on? What?
on the stream. I was able to get my uh, thing to work, my camera.
Good man.
Let's see here.
Vitiligo, and with vitiligo, those damn commercials. Just got a question about vitiligo. Didn't even know it was vitiligo, but I got the answer right, so we will take it.
That's the cow skin thing, right?
Yeah, or you get like the depigmentation.
Yeah.
The genetic inferiority mutation.
Well, it's basically an autoimmune condition where your skin starts destroying like the melanocytes, aka
Melanocytes.
So if you know what melanin is, that's what makes your
Yes.
skin black or white. And so if you get autoimmune attack of your melanocytes, then you can end up with all those cow patches, basically, as Bull described them. You guys booted?
Yeah.
This last question.
Dude, I think I am gonna get that blue Seiko.
Bull, get the clubs first.
¿Por qué no las dos?
You're not gonna get both. I know you. You won't be
Think
able to
about it.
justify both.
Well, listen here. I've got this hefty commission check coming in.
Well, we've already talked about this. You have other things that it should be spent on.
I know, but listen. That, my tax return, school money, Govy bucks, and then depending on how well I do at this show, which I'm hoping to do pretty good, even if I don't sell a dime there, I'm sitting relatively cozy to where I could justify.
So, why don't you get it if you do really well at the show?
That's what I'm planning on. Like, I'm not going to spend anything.
Where's the
until
show
I see how the
located?
show goes. Vegas.
Oh, okay. And when's it
It's a
at?
Like-
tier. It's beginning of March. It's a tier 1 vet show.
Oh, I did have a vet office say that they're going to go there and complain about something to you guys, and I was like,
well,
okay.
So, if you do well at this show, then sure, buy yourself the watch. But I'd say first priority of like wants, get the clubs. You won't
I
regret
know.
it.
I know. I know. Fuck, I know.
A 6-month incident study new viral respiratory disease in a population of a small town of 2,500 residents. The virus seems to be infecting teenagers more than adults. There's an evidence that the virus provides long-term immunity to the infection has been cleared. Prior to investigation, 150 residents had developed the disease. 100 were teenagers. During the 6 months of the study, another 400 residents were diagnosed with the disease, 350 of whom were teenagers. Which of the following is the instance of new disease for the given time period in this town? So there's 2,500. Okay. So we take 2,500 minus
The floating holiday
initial
goal.
150.
So you do work?
I do work.
Ah, dude, that's so frustrating. You need to start taking those off.
400
I don't know.
out of that. Let's go.
I have a weird thing with actually taking time off. I've never really done it, ever.
I did it. But
Call
it's like
me
if you
an
get
epidemiologist.
if you got PTO at this point, like
I mean, I've got it. I did the math. I have like a month of PTO for the year.
dude, use it because it doesn't carry over.
I'm gonna use it, but we're still pretty early in the year.
Yeah, it's only February.
Well, actually, I don't know if it carries over or not. I have
Not all of it
technically
does.
limited. Yeah, I know like if it works like how it worked at Shine, it's like you can have up to 60 days of PTO, but then let's say that this is my
I think-
second year working at Weave.
I
Going
think
into
20
next year, I would
I think
lose
like
it.
40 hours carry over.
Mm.
Something like that. But my time off right now, oh, that's what I've asked for off since I started working here. I've used 12 hours this year. My absent balance of right now, I have 56 hours that I could use.
Oh, nice. Wait, that's not a month. That's not even close to a month.
Well, that's just right now, but I can spend it before because I gain X amount of hours every pay period.
That's yeah.
But if I go, I'll do this. So as of, then I'll skip all the way to December 31st. And how many hours do I have? I have unused, because I've already used 12. I'll have 157.3.
Nice. Hyperdense fluid.
Which I think it gives me like 20 days.
Oh, Bull, here's just a jumble of words for you. 26-year-old man is brought to the ED by ambulance after being involved in a motor vehicle collision. He does not open his eyes on command or respond to verbal cues. A CT of the head shows a hyperdense fluid collection in the right medial temporal lobe with medial displacement of the uncus and parahippocampal gyrus of the temporal lobe. Which of the following cranial nerves is most likely to be injured as a result of this patient's lesion?
What the fuck?
So he's got a brain bleed?
Yes. And he's got an uncal herniation, so basically your brain, there's enough fluid buildup to where your brain's stem starts to herniate downward.
Okay.
Yeah, it can be really, really bad. So for right medial temporal lobe, where the hell is the parahippocampal gyrus?
Did you say Pero or Peril? Para. Okay.
Parahippocampal gyrus.
Para is like outside,
brain?
right? Like the skin.
Around,
Yeah.
like outside or around.
Yeah, that's right, Spencer. About 10 years ago, I took medical terminology. I know some words.
I wonder which one it would be. I'm gonna think it's like the.
Bonch, are you booting?
Yes.
I don't got much time tonight.
Yeah, I'm coming. Sorry.
Ugh. I
Dude,
gotta,
you know what I
gotta wake up in 8 hours.
Oh, fuck that. Dude, you know what I think is kind of fucking dope?
What?
The new sec def. Every day he goes and he PTs with a different unit.
Oh, I have seen that. It's so cool. The first one I saw, I think he was in Germany.
Something, I don't know. I know the most popular one that like got put out was when he went and PT'd with the first 10th Special Forces group. I think they were in Germany, yeah. But
That's so badass.
I know.
That was a
We're
hell of a
back,
guess,
boys. We're back.
Yeah, I just got that parahippocampal gyrus question right, and I'm quite
Whoa.
thrilled. So there are 6 types of herniation in the brain. Okay, so you start getting brain bleeding, it starts to swell.
Mhm.
So you have a cingulate or subfalcine herniation. So you have what's called your falx cerebri. You know how if you've ever seen a brain, there's like 2 hemispheres,
Mhm.
like 2 halves, like
Yeah.
split in the top. So you have some. It's called dura mater. It's like this. It's kind of like a. I don't know how you even describe it, but it's like a membrane that kind of goes in between there. That's
No,
called
that
the
makes
falx
sense.
cerebri that runs right down the center of your brain. The falx
Yeah.
cerebri. So if you have herniation where there's so much pressure on one side, it will force the brain like underneath that and like push it from one side into the other side.
Oh, damn.
But the worst ones are when you get it's called uncal herniation.
Is it when someone touches you when they shouldn't?
Yes, your uncle comes and touches you, and then it goes under the transtentorial brain. So you start pressing down into the brain stem, and so if you start herniating, make the brain stem down, then you'll stop like breathing and
Damn.
all that kind of fun stuff. So
Oh, suspense. My grandma, so she had a stroke, but with her stroke, we learned something which is really unfortunate because there's no way to know it before. So her blood vessels in her brain, you know how usually your right hemisphere has blood vessels, left hemisphere has blood vessels, and they don't really cross.
there's a little bit, but yeah, you have like
But yeah,
blood
for the
flows
most
through the
part,
hemispheres. Yeah.
they have their own. So my grandma, I think it was either her left or right, I don't know. When she was growing up, it was super weak, and so like the right side branched over, so she had like a comb over of blood vessels.
Oh, yeah,
And
like
so her
you,
right was feeding her left. Um, so when she had a stroke, she signed off all the paperwork and they went to take it out. And a piece of it broke off and went back up in there. And the doctors were like, normally that's like, it's not great. It's not going to kill you. Like, we can just go up and get it. She's like, but because we discovered then and now, because there's no medical record of this, and there's no great way to know it unless you've had all these scans and whatever. They're like, yeah, that piece broke off and then traveled to the other side of her brain. And so that's what ultimately killed her.
Wow. Just and basically just because they didn't know that she had like this craziness of blood
Yeah,
vessels going
she
on.
didn't. Yeah, they didn't know that she had a comb over of blood vessels, and that just screwed her over.
I wonder if she had like an AV malformation. That would be interesting. Yeah, she probably so it's called like an AV malformation. It makes me wonder if that's what she had because it sounds very similar to like what you're describing.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially like you know how you've like your capillary networks, you know that's where you're like exchanging oxygen and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, basically like what can happen is you get like these networks where like the capillary bed just like grows like crazy, and so you get like just
Okay.
and it would make sense like in a scenario of like hypoxemia where you know like low blood supply early on where like these capillary beds have to get like way bigger and start like providing blood supply to you know parts where they're not normally supplying,
Yeah.
and so then you can get just like this jumbled mess of just blood vessels. Well, that's great, man. So wait, after her stroke, like they went in to try to like get the clot out, or what were they?
Yeah, and they couldn't. She went brain dead.
Yeah. Damn. Also, Breda, we got to get your A1Cs back in order, my friend.
I know. They're getting there.
No more N-glycation products busting up your insides.
Speaking of some of that, Sponge, I got a question for you.
Yes, speak.
So, you know, a while ago when I got my test tested.
I didn't realize you did. I thought you
Oh.
never went and did your blood work.
Well, I did. Maybe I just didn't want to share the results. But this wasn't recently. Are you okay?